Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat. Welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be back with you today. Good to see you, Bad Roxy. Good to see you, Brayherd and Roxy. Congratulations, you've won the crown of Firstendom this day. A crown of weird wooden masks, because that's a common theme in this game we're playing. That's right, we're going to be diving more into Morcana. Hey, Step Zero, morning. I think time is soup. No, I think time is, I don't think it's a soup. I think it's more of a taco. But anyway, enough food semantics. Let's do a little reading from Second Vatican Council. A change in attitudes and structures frequently calls for accepted values into question. This is true above all for young people who have grown impatient at times and indeed rebellious in their distress. Conscious of their own importance in the life of society, they aspire to play their part in it all the sooner. As regards religion, there is a completely new atmosphere that conditions its practice. On the one hand, people are taking a hard look at all magical worldviews and prevailing superstitions and demanding a more personal and active commitment to faith, so that not a few have achieved a lively sense of the divine. On the other hand, greater numbers are falling away from the practice of religion. In the past, it was the exception to repudiate God and religion to the point of abandoning them, and then only in individual cases. But nowadays, it seems a matter of course to reject them as incompatible with scientific progress and a new kind of humanism. In many places, not only in the philosophical terms that such trends are expressed, but there are signs of them in literature, art, and humanities, the interpretation of history, and even civil law, all of which is very disturbing to many people. Dun, dun, dun. But the church is admitting that it's like, okay, yeah, things are changing. We need to look at this. So let's go ahead. Let's dive on into Morcana, Bridge of Spirits. So last time, my internet crashed. It was not my fault, nor was it technically the game's fault. But we kind of got abruptly cut off. But we were here in this part of the mountain. We met someone named Hana, who's like, hey, this other person, Adira, their spirits at unrest, help. And so we've been working on that, and we also got the power to manipulate magical rocks. Ow! Maybe not quite like that. But anyway, we've got one more piece of bad stuff to uncover in this area for now.
There's a relic here. These rocks look like they're part of a larger structure.
This is our ox. He helped us shape the land. We have to help him. I don't know how he could possibly be functioning after all this time, but we can't leave him like this.
I mean, you're a spirit. He could
Try
be a
clearing
spirit.
the other areas of corruption in the fields. I think they're connected.
Okay, so clear out corruption in the other fields. Does that show us kind of where? Nope, not really. So go wherever there's the red and dead stuff. This is not Red Dead Redemption. We're not here to redeem the Red Dead stuff. Yeah, it's spooky monsters. Bonk, 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 bonk. No! Ow! Thanks for joining me, Rot. Ooh, this village has seen better days. I was chatting with someone last night. They used the phrase, all things visible and invisible. You can imagine the Pavlovian response to me. You're like, I should be kneeling right now. Did you proceed to say light from lights? Having a sleeper activation. Okay, I know there's bad guys around here somewhere. Oh, there's some. Can't resist the neuron activation. Ow. 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 That was incredibly rude of you. Oh, no, 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 that's okay. Yes, stay stuck over there. I can give them a cowboy hat? This game is, weaponized cuteness sometimes. So that's kind of the starting area. So there should be like a water bead or something to grow this flower so that can make the water dragon to break this down.
See that over there?
Question is where? Oh, a little sun hat. Look at that. Is there some blight over here? Something has gone through here, quite clearly. This is a nice little piece of environmental storytelling.
Get that.
What's this glowy spot? Oh, no, not that. This is important. wherever I am. I feel like I have everything cleared out to the point that I could free this ox. Maybe if I break that stele free there. Hey, Scruffy. You've been up since 3 a.m. unlimited sleep, passing out. Oh no, I'm sorry, Sub-Zero. Prayers for a better night's sleep tonight. I don't work at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, you had to just be up for work. That honks in its own way. Yeah, we've been up there. I thought you were just up since 3, just having a bad day of sleep.
The door won't function until we fix the plate. We'll need to find my tools. They're probably up at the forge.
Okay, but can I get to the forge without getting the ox? Oh, here's some blight. Look at all this blight. How did I hear about this? That's a good question. How did I hear about it? Oh, I saw Rainbow Unicorns playing it. Rainbow's I know from the Goth community, and he streams very infrequently, but
Can you pick that up?
but he was playing this, and it looked interesting, and I read about the story and went, yeah, that's pretty cool. I heard Goth community and thought I learned something new about you. No, no. I was too busy in the ska community to be in the Goth community. So is it a puzzle RPG? Kind of. It's more like a Souls-like. It's very beginner-friendly Souls-like. So I guess it is action RPG with some puzzle elements in there, but Unsword dorks. Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm beating this chests challenge. It was never a phase, Father. You know, I mean, I still love ska. So, in that sense, no, it wasn't. I don't think I'm supposed to be up here. Call it a hunch from the fact that I'm levitating. Cure corruption of the ancient well. Okay, so that's what we're supposed to be doing. So we're at the ancient well. So now we have to figure out how to clear it. I wonder if there's a way into the ancient well. I love that there's this really beautiful building right here, and I'm not able to get to it in any way, shape, or form. Okay, and that all slides down. So maybe I do need to go get her tools from the forge so she can repair that door. So where's the forge? Is that the forge? I haven't really been in there, I think. I got distracted because I found the hat cart, and I was like, oh, hats. Okay, so forge path. That's pretty promising. Hey, Craig. Oh. Hi there.
The corruption has spread to that structure. We should look there for another relic.
That's our forge. Adir and I spent countless hours working there. Lots of good memories in that place. This path leads up the cliffs, but there's debris blocking the way. We'll need something big to clear it out.
Okay, so that's not it. So we're going to... Because that sounds like I'm going to need an ox. Yo, pass the ox cord. Dude, this is a large bovine mammal. I gave one of my coworkers a free father joke today. Father is a man of many oxen. Well, I'm a man of many spiritual oxen. I'm very spiritually wealthy. But I gave my coworker a free father joke. She is designing some stickers for us for our 25th anniversary of Busted Halo, and she sent them out with the subject sticker proof. And I said, you know, these look great, but unfortunately, my water bottle's not sticker proof. Oh, hey, this is where we're gonna fight Adira. We have to find her 3 artifacts. Is that a dead riff emote?
Beneath all of this corruption, only fragments of our work remain intact. It's hard for me to see the fields like this.
I wish they'd talk a little louder. Oh, hello. Hey, Inca. Oh, no. Okay, well, now I know the way up there. How's Dr. Nigel's new hire working out? You know, I haven't really heard, actually. You know, he doesn't really talk a whole lot of business with me. I wonder where that is. Okay. I didn't want to do that. Maybe that's the way I need to be going. Not like that, though. So I think I get up to this platform. What? No, I got up there. I disagree. What? Excuse me? I was able to get up there previously just fine. Anyway, have fun in Agile. There we go. Come over this way, and it's a treasure chest. Oh, how cute. It's a crown of leaves. Autumn. It's very autumnal. Okay. So there's a way to get to this piece on the right, though. Because there's a hangy piece of paint there. Oh, I see it. There's a way to rotate one of these. Gotta do that first. Makes it easier to get to there. Get to this pillar. I appreciate the platforming challenges, but sometimes they're also a little in this game. Ow.
Over there.
This was a sacred site, built by an ancient people to track the passage of the seasons. It's beautiful at sunset. Adira and I spent many afternoons resting in the shade of these ruins.
My bombs do not recharge fast enough. There's no way up from there. Whoa. Hello, Cliff. We're introducing a new character in this episode. His name is Cliff. His defining characteristics is that he's tall, and he likes the water. Okay, so that's... Oh. Here I am, trying to figure out where the ancient well is, and thinking it's up there, and it's marked on my map. Cliff is your favorite. Okay. So this is the well, I guess. It's what's marked on my map, at least. And, like, there is some blight here. But I need the rot in their dragon form to take it out. There, I think. Completely forgot you had dental cleaning today. Now your teeth are all shiny and smooth. Well, that's good. Nice. I feel like I'm missing something obvious. I have a dental cleaning next week, and it was scheduled for 8 a.m. and I was like, well, guess I'll do it. It's what's available. They texted me this week. We have another procedure that we need to do at that time for another patient. Can you come in at 10? I'm like, oh, darn. I don't have to get up really early. So whatever towels or whatever relic is here, you usually see your hygienist at 7 a.m. Oh my goodness. I am not a morning person at all. You know, I like to say I'm not an early bird. I'm not a night owl. I'm a midday magpie. You had PT at 7 today. Oof. Welcome on in, Raiders. You are connecting. You're making the connection. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Father Evan, Catholic Priest, streaming here 4 days a week. How you doing, K-Max? What were you up to? Power to the max. That's so 90s. I'm trying to figure out, there's this well I'm supposed to be cleansing of the corruption, and I can't figure out where the well actually is. It's not down there. Mario and Luigi Superstar Archipelago. Oh, fun. Final fight is a punk. Yeah, that fight. Yeah. I got really close once in that fight. I was playing on the 3DS remake, and I got to a point where I'm like, nope, I've had my fun. Cliff has betrayed you. I know. How could Cliff? What if we try approaching the well from another angle? Oh no, Cliff has betrayed me again. I like that you're doing an archipelago game that you have not beaten. Okay, there's a wall there. So if I can find one of the water beads in this area, which I think there is. There's one there. That might be close enough. We'll try. You've mostly beaten it. Yeah, but you're playing a game that is contingent upon you beating it for the sake of others. And you've never actually beaten it. That is a bold choice. Bold choices are the only choices K-Max makes. What do you mean? What do you mean? This is the thing that's supposed to do the thing, to let me through the thing. Ah, that was a bad jump on my part. You love bold choices, but do you love new bold Doritos Los Tacos or whatever? Come on. Okay, so I can rotate that back. To what end? Oh, I was up there. I disagree, game. I found a way to climb up there. This feels like the way to the ancient well, though, because there is like this path on the underside of the cliff. Well. Well. Eat my children. New charmstone. What's a charmstone? You found a charmstone. Oh! Gain a small amount of health when collecting courage. Yes. Appreciate the clothes look a little wet after swimming. This game does very well with its graphics. There's something over there. The game just doesn't want to let me over there. Oh, the charm levels up my pickup line? Well, there's my problem. That's... Why would I need that? Hey, Jam. Okay. What is over this way? Hello, developers. I would like to report something. Oh, you're not supposed to be over here. Look at those textures. That is not a texture you're supposed to see. Did I get that treasure chest that's just conspicuously under the bridge? Yes, I did. I feel like there's something here. Oh, hello. There's one of those zipline flowers up there, but it's not... Oh, okay. I can rotate that. Okay. Okay, I think I get what I'm supposed to do here. So I do that. Rotate that. step zoom that one and that one so that I have the platform so I can get up here and get a treasure chest. Or, well, okay, it has a rot, at least. Get rotated, nerd. I love the image of that of a shark. So is streaming part of your job, Busted Halo, or just something you do for fun? It is part of my job at Busted Halo, actually. Let's try this again. I wish more churches in general would see a value in it. Like, that's what is supposed to do that. I'm looking this up. Chat, he's hacking. I know. I'm looking up an IGN guide and everything. Oh my goodness. Lurk. Hey, thank you for the lurk, Inka. I was on the right path at the beginning. I just overthought how to do a thing.
There.
Yay, little hat! Little sunflower. Oh, wait, no, I should rotate this one before I jump. So there was like the open arena spot on the other side of the tree here that we found. And I was like, oh, my bombs don't last long enough, or I don't have enough of them to open these things up at the same time. Well, that's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to shoot the thing on the inside. And then... Aha. There's the last one. And now that's active. I overcomplicated that in my brain. Get so dizzy. That was how I could double jump. It's fair. I like to think she's an acrobat in some level of training. Yay, now we can go cleanse the ancient well so we can continue to help these spirits. Oh dear! Hey, Katie. Yep. Ah, it's a big one. Gonna take care of some of these little ones first. Ow. 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 Was there a flower down here? No, there's not. Ow. I was trying to use my rots on you. Distract you for a bit. Ah! It's evil Groot! It is. They're all evil Groot. Oh, right. I have a shield. Maybe I should use that. Definitely want to take care of the salamanders early because they can be a problem. Ow. I can't believe I got hoisted by my own petard like that. Groot's friend. Well, these are blight and corruption. Hey, I actually got a parry. Ow, that drained all of my shield instantly. It is cool. It not only does it play really cool and look cool, it's also got a really cool story. Oh, that was malarkey. Get in there, guys. Yeah, we did it. That was kind of clutch, actually. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to go down there. It's very dark. Poor Groot. I mean, we're just returning him to his base elements. What's up, little guy? Nope. I hope I don't have to redo that fight. I don't. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna grow that, but does that... Oh, wow, I can... Okay. So I'm gonna need to make the bridge. Whoop, nope. Okay, I'm back this way, Kana. Ow. Stab it. Okay, so that's on that side of the wall. So I wonder if there's an opening now that I can follow from the outside? Because it's not that door. But I don't know if I can get back out this way, because I kind of fell in. Okay, so there's some sort of a shrine over there. Oh. That might help. That might help indeed. Okay, I can't jump up to there. Oh, okay, there's plenty of platform over here. Bad evil moths. Poor Junie. No, this is Junie's weird evil cousins. Your brain decided it wants to stop braining. That's a mood and a half. Hey, let's go. Now that's weakened the flower on top of the ox enough. And this is probably where I was trying to get to the whole time. Yeah, this is where I fell and almost made it. Brain.exe has stopped responding. Restart. Brain has failed successfully. Yes. Now your office says, hey, you're all good, JM. Lurkers are always appreciated. Make sure we get the rot here. Welcome aboard, little guy. Your predecessor did next to no paperwork in logging in info and confirmation. So I'm in documentation mode. That is an important documentation to engage in. But unfortunately, it is a reality that a lot of parishes, people may not do documentation, especially when it comes to the actual sacraments sometimes. Sometimes you go to do paperwork for like an annulment or something, and you find out that the marriage and confirmations were never registered, and you're like, Whoa! Oh, he's a big guy.
Rufus, you're okay. I can't believe it.
Good news, you're no longer married. I got some bad news for you. It's a little more complicated than that.
Easy there, old friend. I'm happy to see
Cows
you.
are just big dogs.
This is Kana. She's here to help Adira. He may look rough, but deep down, he's a sweetheart.
Wow, that's awesome, Jaya. But yeah, does equal quite a bit of work.
Time has turned most of our work to dust, but Rufus here is still chugging along. Let's go find another relic.
Oh, discovered ox. No, that's a bell. Look at Rufus. Also, his name is Rufus. I bet he could help with that door that we got stuck at earlier. That's your roommate's dog's name? See? More evidence that cows are just big dogs. Have you ever seen cows play? It's hilarious. They also love, you know those big round brushes at car washes? You put one of those in a cow pen, they go crazy over it. Yeah, that sentence...
Oh, you made it. The path is blocked, but I'm sure Rufus can help.
Come here, boy. Who's a good boy? It said that I immediately wished it had it. Well. There, I've deleted that message. At first I was like, hey, look, buildings I can explore. And then I realized I have been there before. Hey, I have a staff too. Mine's cooler. Because it has a crystal in it. And it goes bonk. Ow, I forgot those guys explode. Huh, looks like the next relic is in the forge. I bet I could make it. Oh. I've been railroaded into a different path. This one is dark. Ow. Not what I meant to do, but... Where did you come from? Ow. So many little friends who are surprises. Walking to work, so we'll be quiet, but God bless. Hey, God bless you. If you need to lurk, or if you need to even turn off stream, I totally understand. To be able to get to reach, hey, that's awesome. I have no idea if I'm going to reach this year. I have not looked at my calendar that far out. Please. I would like to. I genuinely don't know.
Right there.
Don't make me call the Pope. Look, if you have the Pope's phone number and I don't, I would be genuinely surprised. I mean, I shouldn't have the Pope's phone number in general, but... I have the phone number of a couple bishops. Okay. See, I get that this is kind of the direction I'm supposed to go, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get up there. Because there's no... Am I just supposed to stand on this one? Like, all the other times that I've tried... Nope, see, it pushes you off when it moves. Because it rotates. One 800 Rome guy. Ah! I was never in my company. May or may not have be making a trip to see people in fancy hats in Spaghetti Town. I think if you call it Spaghetti Town, you get thrown out. You gotta try the cacio e pepe, though. Oh, again, I'm overthinking it. I'm like, how do I get up here? What if I did just that? Maybe, Tony. You got a call from one. Did he finally cancel Goff? Are you free? Nope, 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 nope. You didn't answer. Ooh. Poor move, my son. Poor move. See, Vatican politics is, it's like that line in war games. The only winning move is to not play. Feel like of all the calls to take, that would be one of them. Yeah. You gotta answer the phone. That was the 1-800 Rome guy. If I had the energy and wherewithal to try and get that as an actual number, and then call you, I think that would be up there with "This letter is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends." It would be a good bit, and I do love a good bit. You know who else loves a good bit? Dr. Nigel, of course. Oh, there it is. Like, there's probably a flower or something to help me get up there, but I haven't seen it yet. This is a lot of crystals.
Anna and Adira harvested crystals on these cliffs.
Wait, come back, memory. I'm beginning to think that's the forge. No, go up the hill. No, 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 no! I was hoping there might be like a way to rotate that last piece, but I couldn't see the crystal to do it. Maybe it's on this side? Yeah, it's on this side. Oh, this is a boss arena. Sees 3 healing flowers. Yep, this is a boss arena. Oh, hello, boss. Hello, giant rock. Stone Guardian. Yeah, that is an apt name. Ow. Oh no. Ow. Ow. Quick, heal me. we are removing his armor slowly but surely. So that's ow. That's ow. He guards stones? Yes, that's exactly what Stone Guardian means in this context. And it is the only meaning by which it could ever possibly apply. We call him Rocky Health Boulder. I'm trying to hit the flower on his back. Does not seem to be the answer. Back to throwing bombs. That worked. Ow! He just kneed me in the face. And the rot still can't do anything to him because I don't have a contextual command for them. Yeah, that was a dead hit on the flower, and it did nothing. Oh, however, that's a pretty good hit. Oh, it was down. I should have been smacking it. Oh, and now the flower's gone, so that was the only chance. Why does this rock type know fire moves? Ow, I need to heal, I need to heal, I need to heal. Well, I can still do chip damage with my bow, so I guess that's what we're doing. Run, 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 run. Why does it know meteor? Hey, first try. This is Father's Gateway into Souls-likes. Look, I've already played, what's it called? Jedi Survivor, and generally, no. No. He's stoned, so it does, of course it's chip damage. Where's that? I got a hammer. Today you make father jokes. Well, you are a father, so.
Where I left them. It should come in handy.
Oh, good, good. Glad we found your tools. Glad I could help.
When our land began to struggle, I left to search for supplies. My journey took me far across the sea. Adira stayed behind to help the village. I made her promise to move on without me if I didn't make it back. The villagers would need her help to build a new home. It must have been hard for her, not knowing my fate.
That would be hard to not know the fate of a loved one. Yeah, you are, in fact, K-Max. What are those tiny creatures? They're called rot, which feels weird because they're helping, but I guess they're kind of embodiment of natural decay.
Right there.
Are my dad joke rights being revoked? Well, if you're not a dad, I don't think you ever had them. They are adorable, and you can get adorable hats for them. Okay, so we've done that. So now, we've done a deer's love, a deer's fear. Now is a deer's regret. What? Oh, that's right. You have to be close to a warp shrine to actually warp. It's kind of weird. It's kind of arbitrary. Is there not one around here? It's telling me there's one. Oh, it's probably above. Oh, well. Sorry. I did find a little sunflower hat. All these stones he was guarding, and he's dead now. See, I can give him like a little autumn crown. Mushroom, no. Whirlybird. Beetle. Just put a beetle on its head. Ladybug. Yeah, let's get some ladybugs. Feathers. Grab some feathers. An acorn. A pine cone. A cowboy. A sunflower. Sun hat. Deer. And so now, as they follow me, you'll see they actually are wearing the various hats. See, there's the little cowboy. I actually cannot. They remind you of Soot Sprites. You're not the first person to say that, unless you had said it before. Someone said that last week. To say that. I think it's safe to say yes, Peter. Taking my walk, so I shall be jetting less. Hey, I'm going for a walk. I'm walking here.
Okay, I've got the plate working, so you should be able to activate this door.
Okay, I have one resonantly working. Oh, I gotta go up here. There's stuff up here. There's a father in my pocket. It's very cozy. What kind of hat is that? Seismic. Oh, that's not a hat. That's a charm. Santa Claus used to put people in his pockets. I don't know if you're just saying things or if you're serious, and that's concerning. There we go. That's where we get the term claustrophobia. Well, good night, everyone. Did you just put 6-7 in my chat? Emote only. Goodbye. Keep warm and well fed. Why does this feel like another boss fight? What is this frog with a hammer emote? I have no idea who Skeletor is, but that is a great emote. Bad weird salamander thing. Okay. That's a challenge chest. I don't feel like doing that right now. Oh, we got some Poyos in chat? Oh, by the way, chat, I showed you the amazing Snorlax that my coworker made for me. I did, in fact, find a good spot for him on the set. He is currently on camera. See if you can spot him. I recognize you're probably watching this on mobile, and therefore the picture-in-picture is like extra tiny. Yeah. Oh, that's clever. Check this out. So in order to get to this spot, what I need to do is shoot here, drop, but before I hit the water, use the slow-mo. Oh dear, Inca has chosen. Oh no, K-Max has chosen violence. I thought that was a pretty cool jumping puzzle. Riff has some great emotes. Ah. It's the first time I've had to rotate a levitating stone more than once. Ominous purple glow? I'm sure this is fine. I do love how the crystals will resonate the energy to each other. It's like like that. What do you mean that crystal doesn't do anything? It's a crystal. Oh, panic. Are y'all having fun in emote only chat, or would you like regular chat back? Surely there's an emote that would help communicate that. Oh, Peter's crying? Well, that's not new. So I feel like I accidentally solved part of the puzzle a little early. Ah, there we go. I did actually. You don't actually have to go to that midpoint. Are you calling me criminal scum? Alright, I'm gonna let you out of emote jail. Oh yeah, this is a boss arena and a half. but... Or maybe not. Whee! Yippee! But what if I did emote only jail again? Well, I'd put you back in emote jail. That's what the redeem does. Timeout K-Max. There is a thing for that, but it has to be self-initiated. Rot Eater. I'm sorry. What? Oh, what? No. No, I need my rot. They're my friends. Your mods, however, are not my friends. At least this one I can smack with my staff. Ow. Rotunda, how you doing, Kit? Oh, excuse me. Hey, Mel. How you doing? What about timeout command has 50% chance of backfiring? I'm going to let you program that on your end and your channel. I don't know enough to do that on mine. Anyway, we have a Rotunda. What is today's gospel? I did look at it, I promise. Ow. Thank you for all the bless yous. There we go. I figured that would do something. Like, just aimed right. I should chat with Get Food trying to kick out. Yeah. Well, of course, everyone would try to time out the streamer, but you can't do that. And so it would inevitably just wind up backfiring all the time. Ooh, where's that healing flower? Is there a healing flower? I promise I'll get to that Rotunda after this boss fight or after I die. So I can look at the gospel and remind myself what I came up with. Oh, we are so close. Hey, let's go. We did it. Have these bosses considered not telegraphing their glowing weak spot? You know, actually, most of them don't have that. Ah, yes, today's gospel is, forgive your neighbor 70 times, 7 times, and Jesus tells the parable of the miserly steward. Ooh. Ooh, 7 stream streak. And I like to think that that's one where, you know, it's fairly obvious of like, yeah, that's not what he should have done. That the crowd at the time would have understood that very immediately. And it's kind of one of those moments where it's kind of like a bit of a chuckle, like, haha, yeah. But also, you know, it invites, sometimes the obvious invites us into the deeper reflection. You like Hal's timeout routine? What's special about Hal's? You can pick someone out to time out. Oh. That sounds like something Hal would do. Okay, so I need to line up 3 symbols, but what symbols? Oh, that looks promising. As the most complex one. Yeah, that puzzle was complex. Look, they're not all the most mind-bending. Timed out Inky. Timed out by Gavin. Whoop! Little exploded, guys. Sorry, Chad. I need to actually pay attention. Ah, dang it. I thought I got him. At least the game is generous and just respawns you right at the start of this. Why am I stuck? Okay, now it's working? I don't know. Hey, dear Hope. Smack, 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 smack. Got a new command idea yesterday. About 30 different options. They're all mild inconveniences. Whoop! Sorry, sorry. Not terrible, just things like, I hope your spoon falls in their soup. Is this like you ask the bot to curse someone in chat? Like, hope they have to look for the remote. Wow, I actually got a parry. I, Father Bad Timing Cummings, got a parry. Little blighters. Hope their sleeves roll back down when they're washing their hands. No! Ah! Wait, did this spawn me at the end of that combat sequence? Yes, it did it. Oh, thank goodness. Good game. Good spawn. That looks like a bad idea. This also looks like a bad idea and a boss arena. But, oh! Okay, so that's now stopping the flow of cursed water from there. Your face said, I had no idea that could kill me. Yeah. That's basically what it was. I jumped in like half a second too early. Ow. I hit the glowy weak spot. Stick grenades are fantastic. They are when they stick to the enemy. Oh no, it's... Oh dear. These teleporting wizard guys are obnoxious. Hey, Glaring Husky, welcome on in. Should they stick to you? No, you spray Pam in your hand before you throw them. Oh, panic, 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 panic. No, everything's fine. Where was that healing flower? Nope, it's not ready yet. Okay. One's down. Thank you. No! Only I'm supposed to heal. I'm the hero. Pam is a cat. Yes, yes, Peter, that's exactly what I meant. Oh, okay. Don't fall off into the pit of nothingness. That would be a bad idea. Father Legends, Glaring Husky, I think found the circle from Peter? I could be wrong. Community building. This seems dangerous. Also, that looks awesome and boss-like. I'm gonna get a screenshot. Hashtag shout out YouTube. Peter's the gatekeeper. Need I remind you of a certain canon? Wow, I actually have a YouTube command. I forgot about that. Yeah, how does that help me? Ow. Oh, I see. There's a crystal I need to hit. This is really cool aesthetically, by the way. Like the music, the giant flower demon, the waves of energy. Is there a canon about Twitch? There will be when I'm done with it. The Father Evan canon. Yeah, it'll go alongside the Father Evan rule. I hate that maybe teamwork is the friends you made along the way. It's the highest viewed clip on YouTube. Because I thought the highest viewed clip was the crystal, the collab I did with Four Swords with Bree and Lim and Broseph. Take a look at that thing. That's so cool looking. Hey, Quacksplat. That was a really cool platforming challenge. Village Heart. Okay, so now we can go free Adira. I don't think we're going to have enough time to free Adira because we've got 10 minutes. So unless I free Adira on my first attempt.
I found the relic, but the village heart was gone.
It all makes sense now. She must have moved mountains to transport the village heart. If anyone could find a way, it would be Adira.
I'll return the relics to the tower. Thank you for your help, Hannah. I know it's hard to revisit the past.
I'm glad you've come, Kena. I believe you can help her find peace. Be careful.
I like that Kena acknowledged there that revisiting the past is hard, because it can be. And is recognizing kind of her role in helping journey with these spirits requires that. And that it's, you know, it's necessary, but it's still hard. And it's little things like that that go a long way, honestly, in pastoral care. Like just acknowledging people's parts of the journeys. It should time them out for 67 seconds, Peter. "68 seconds specifically." How about 76? You want to use the Yoshi's New Island kazoo? Why do you hate people? I was just trying to turn around. Well, if it's your channel, I guess you're allowed to do it. Oh, I think that's the heart. Oh, I think that's Adira. Oh, she's got a hammer. This is gonna hurt. Okay, that does something. I cannot hurt her. I missed. Ow. think I'm onto something. It's changing color. Hey, look at that. We got it shut down for a bit. Now, where is that healing flower? This is actually, I think, in terms of the Souls-like, the most interesting thing it adds is that healing items. Oh, dear. It's not Estus flasks and things like that. It is individual flowers, and you're only given so many in each boss fight. They will they'll heal up, and you can reuse them over time, but I think it's a really interesting, unique way of limiting the healing. Where are you? There you are. Ow! She just clotheslined me with a hammer. Oh, right. The explosive thing on the floor. I forgot about that one. Halt. Hammerslight. Hey, we got it to phase 2. Oh, no. What do you mean hammer and sword? But also I see potential weak point in the chest. Let's use hammer time aiming. Yeah, this would probably be a lot easier if I was better at aiming. She is quick. Ow. Okay, I just hit that dead center and nothing happened, so maybe it's less of a weak spot than I thought. His father's gaming truck into Valorant. Illumi would probably like that, but be happy to have another streamer friend. Ow. Is there a healing flower ready? No, not that one. The other one? Nope. Oh, no, it's ready. I hit the block button, but apparently I wasn't done with my dodge roll animation. Get out of here, little dudes. I don't need you. I'm surprised the Rot have not given me an action on her. So we were actually pretty close. Don't get cocky. Yes! 1 HP and a dream. Okay, we're going to go into a little overtime here because we're already 2 minutes past when I normally wrap up.
The ancient people who settled here were drawn to the mountain shrine. But they didn't fully understand its potential. Hana and I found a way to focus the scattered energy of the mountain. I thought it would last for generations. But the village heart started to fade. This was just the beginning of our problems. Something was wrong. Crops failed and poison covered the land. Hana left to search for food and supplies to save our village. I watched her go that morning knowing I would never leave our home without her. Weeks turned to months, and she did not return. We tried everything to help restore balance, but nothing worked. I knew our home was lost, but I couldn't leave Hana behind. I had to help her find her way back. So, I started to build.
Oh, that's what was the big cut in the valley was for. No, this is not. This is the final cutscene for Adira's arc. We're trying to make our way up the mountain to figure out what's going on because of whatever this was. Whatever that flying figure was. No, Rufus. I think this game is really interesting in that it's a game about tragedies and healing of them. And you usually do the healing before you find out what the tragedy fully was, which is kind of an interesting narrative device.
I could not accept what I knew in my heart to be true. Somehow I felt leaving would make me forget her. The life we shared would slip away. That fear blinded me, and I tore apart everything we created.
I've lost someone too, and the thought of forgetting them scares me. But I've met Hana, and I know your love is strong. Even after all these years, what you built together is still a part of the land. Your bond will never be broken.
Honor Adira. Return the Master Shrine to honor Adira. This game is very good at telling its stories. Oh, is Balan Wonderworld kind of like that in its storytelling too, K-Max? I've never played it or really watched anything about it. Also, I love that there's no music after that big climactic scene. So, I hate to just kind of drop it right there, but it is time to wrap up. So, thank you so much for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. It's been good to be with y'all today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Join us again tomorrow for Midweek Minecraft. It will start about 30-ish minutes late. I have a meeting to go to that goes until 3:30. A little bit, yeah, but not quite the same. Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah, so 3:30-ish tomorrow, but we'll still do the full 2 hours of Minecraft. Thursday, doing Super Mario World 2. Monday, more Kingdom Hearts 3. Tuesday, more Kena. Oh, and this Friday, the 600 follower bonus stream, wherein we are going to be playing Donkey Kong 64 with crowd control, so y'all will have the ability to mess with me, so that should be fun. We'll start about 2 p.m. Eastern time. Probably go for 3-4 hours. Should be fun. This game's been rather interesting. I've really enjoyed this game. But, I think it's really interesting. I thought the first story was a bit more powerful, but that's maybe because, you know, involved tragedy with children. That's, I don't want to say easy to write by any means, but it's like, it adds to the impactfulness. But I think this game does a lot really well. So yeah. So I think that's everything. So thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, all that good jazz. Thank you for checking out the YouTube and the Discord. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And let's see who's live that we can raid into. I just saw Blake on the list of suggested people to raid, and I saw what he's wearing and said, that's reason enough. Go give him some love. Raid call is Father Raid. Father Raid. Use any emotes you got. Again, hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. God bless.